Welcome to your first unit using the flipped classroom model in pre-algebra. Remember, you can pause, rewind, and fast forward as much as you would like, but make sure that you complete all the problems. The first section is finding percents. Today in class, we discussed how we convert percents. We're going to use that today when we are solving for the percent. So what's going to happen is we're going to be given some different numbers. We're going to be asked to find what percent of a certain number is a different number. Okay, there's two different ways we can do this. The first way is solving a proportion. What a proportion is, we remember it is two fractions that are set equal to each other. Okay, something that's going to help us tremendously is this portion. Okay, this is how we're going to set it up. It's going to tell us exactly where we're going to put each number. So if we're looking at problem number 1, it says what percent of 92 is 66? What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for these two words. Is and of are both very key to that proportion. Okay, so if of 92 equal to something, box around it, I'm going to do the same thing. Is 66. Okay, notice I always did the keyword and then what was after it. So it's of 92 is 66. Now, we don't know what percent it is. That's what we're going to be trying to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to put P over 100. Okay? It's always that percent over 100. We don't know what it is, so we're just going to call it P. Now we said it's is over of, so is 66. The is 66 goes on top. Of 92 goes on bottom. So at this point, all we've done is we've taken this word problem, we've written it as a proportion using these key items. We solve this proportion like we would solve any other proportion, okay, using cross products. We do P times 92, or 92P. We bring down our equal sign, and we do 66 times 100, which is 6,600, or 6,600. Okay, now we have an equation. We want to solve this. We want to undo it. We want to isolate this variable. So we do, it's 92 times P, so we divide by 92. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. And when we do this, we can plug this into the calculator, but we do want to show this step. And we get our answer to be 71.739. At this point, we can write this rounded to the nearest tenth percent, 71.7%, or we can add to the nearest whole percent, which would be 72%. Okay, either way is correct. Make sure that we round correctly. I want you to try problem number 2 on your own. Please hit pause and resume when you have finished. The correct answer for number 2 should have been 40%. If you did not get 40%, make sure you revisit these steps using number 1 as your guide to see if you can find your problem. Okay, the second method, we're going to take this word sentence and we're going to just change it into an equation that we know how to solve. The two things here, every time we see the word is, we're going to think equals. Every time we see the word of, we're going to think multiply. So the first thing I'm going to do every time I see a problem like this is I'm just going to circle each of these words. I'm going to write above it what it stands for. Okay, so of meant multiply. Is meant equal. I'm going to do that on every single problem. Now it says what percent, we don't know what percent, so we're just going to call this P. So it says that percent times 180. Is means equals, so we're just going to bring that straight down. 240. Alright, now we have an equation. We want to isolate this variable, so we have it multiplied by 180, so we want to divide by 180. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So at this point, we do this division. We can just plug that into the calculator. We get our answer to be 1.3 repeating. At this point, it's important to remember that if we are using an equation, this gives us the answer as a decimal. Okay, we learned in class today that in order to take this decimal to a percent, which is what it asks for, we must take the decimal and move it 2 spots to the right, which gives us 133%, or 133.3%. Either. I want you to do problem number 4 on your own, so please hit the pause button again and resume when you have finished. Please make sure that you have located is and of and put the correct symbols above them. Once you have gotten to this point, remember that this answer is given as a decimal, but we were wanting what percent it was. So we want to take that decimal, move it 1, 2, and make this either 27% or 27.3%. If you're wondering where I got this 0.3, when we move that decimal, it is 27.27. If we're rounding to the nearest tenth, we look right next door, it rounds up. So again, if you did not get this answer correct, please return to problem number 3, see where the difference is, and find how you can fix problem number 4. 5 and 6 are both word problems. Don't let them scare you away. They are not as difficult as they may appear, as long as we organize the information effectively. So problem number 5 says 4 friends ordered pizza. Chris ate 1/5 of it. Emma, I'm going to just put an E for Emma, had 30%. Tanya had 0.27. Jamie had the rest. We don't know how much Jamie had. We're just going to put it as X. If all 4 friends combined ate the entire pizza, we know that they ate 100%. Since all of these are given in different terms, one's fraction, one's percent, one's decimal, we have to get them all in the same playing field, and I think it's the easiest to get to percents. So if you do 1 divided by 5, that is 20%. 30% is going to stay the same. It's already given us a percent. And 0.27, we move that decimal 2 spots to the right, and we get 27%. Okay, we still don't know how much Jamie ate. We know that these all have to add up to 100. Okay, so what we can do is 20 plus 30 plus 27 plus your X equals 100. If we solve for X, we find out how much Jamie ate. Another way we can do this, we can add up 20 plus 30 plus 27. That gives us 77. And we say, if Jamie ate the rest, then you do 100 minus 77, and you get 23% for Jamie. Okay, keys, remember, they all should add to 100%, and you have to get them all on the same playing field, all in the same types of units in order to compare. The final problem, Jay's term paper is 18 pages long. Madison's is 175% the length of Jay's. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to organize the information. Always helps us out. You just rewrite it, taking a lot of those words out. Okay. It says Madison's is 175% of Jay's. Keyword of, we saw it earlier. Okay, we know that means multiply. So what we can do is, Madison's, we don't know what that is. We can just call it M. Is, that's going to be key. Madison's is equals 175% of means multiply. J's was 18. Okay. One thing we do have to take note of here, this percent sign, we don't want to mess with a percent. Much easier to mess with a decimal. Gives us a quick answer. So we're going to take this decimal, we're going to move it 1, 2. We're going to rewrite this as a decimal instead of a percent. We do 1.75 times 18, and we get 31.5. Don't forget our pages. And that's Madison's. Okay. All we're doing on these problems is taking the words and translating them into an equation, something that we know how to do, using is enough. I hope that this video is very informative for you. If you are still feeling like you need extra help, please check the linked videos on the website or come in before school on Friday morning and meet with me. I am here at 7 a.m., so please take note of that. Hope you have a great Thursday night, and I will see you tomorrow.